This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Arana faces his hero. Converge Center takes on Ginebra's Aguilar Friday. LeBron James takes the next step towards return practices with the South Bay Lakers. Laporta rules out Messi comeback after Argentine star surprise Camp Nou visit. Del Rosario responds to PFF denial of fund misuse allegations ahead of FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup 2025. Edric Chan dominates SEASA 2025 Tops Classic Division at IPSC World Shoot. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 13th of November. Now, here's our roundup. Justin Arana is gearing up for a big test as Converge takes on Barangay Ginebra this Friday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. For the young center, it's more than just a game. It's a chance to go up against one of his idols, Japeth Aguilar. Arana said every matchup against veteran bigs like Aguilar, Ian Sanggalang, and Junmar Fajardo is a lesson, one that motivates him to keep improving his game. The 6'7" center has been a steady force for Converge, now at 4-2, crediting their strong start to the work they put in during the off-season. Arana also recognizes that the Ginebra matchup will be a true test, saying the team is taking it one game at a time as they aim to prove they belong among the contenders. A longtime fan of stars like Pingris, Yap, and Fajardo, Arana said he's proud to now learn under coach Danny Ildefonso, turning childhood inspiration into professional growth. For Justin Arana, every game is a chance to learn. And against Japeth Aguilar, he's ready to prove that the student is fast becoming one of the league's next big stars. LeBron James is one step closer to returning. The Lakers star has been assigned to the G League South Bay Lakers and will join his first full practice of the season, as per reports. The 40-year-old has missed LA's first 11 games while dealing with sciatica, but has now been cleared to resume basketball activities as he prepares for his NBA record 23rd season. Last year, James averaged 24.4 points, 8.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds, and enters this season with 42,184 career points, still the NBA's all-time leading scorer. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Clippers have suffered a major blow as Bradley Beal has been diagnosed with a left hip fracture and will miss the rest of the season. The 32-year-old who was returning from knee surgery is expected to recover in 6 to 9 months and is believed to have suffered the injury while taking a charge against Phoenix last week. The Clippers, now on a 5-game losing streak, lose Beal at a time when he was still trying to find his rhythm, averaging just 8.2 points in 6 games, his lowest output in 14 seasons. One superstar on the way back, another sidelined for the year. A tale of two Los Angeles teams and two very different chapters in their seasons. Barcelona President Joan Laporta says a Lionel Messi return is unrealistic, despite the Argentine star surprise visit to Camp Nou last Sunday. Messi, now 38 and playing for Inter Miami, said he hoped to return one day after leaving Barca in 2021 when the club's finances made a renewal impossible. Laporta says he won't speculate on any comeback, but confirmed that Barca plans a tribute match for Messi at the rebuilt Camp Nou, a send-off they couldn't give him before. Messi is currently in Spain with Argentina training ahead of a friendly against Angola. So no, a Barca return isn't happening, but a proper farewell, long overdue, is finally on the way for the club's greatest player ever. And now here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Ever heard of chin music? In baseball, chin music refers to a high and inside fastball, a pitch that zooms close to the batter's face just to remind him who's in control. It's not about hitting the batter, it's about sending a message. Back off the plate. Old school pitchers used it to keep sluggers honest, mixing fear with strategy. It's baseball's way of saying you can crowd the plate, but you'd better have quick reflexes. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. Former Philippine Asgals player Anton Del Rosario has released an official statement responding to the Philippine Football Federation's or PFF's denial of allegations on fund misuse ahead of the FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup 2025. In his letter dated November 11, 2025, Del Rosario clarified that his earlier comments were made in good faith, stressing that his calls for transparency, accountability, and open communication were never intended as attacks, but as a push for greater clarity in how public funds are used to support Philippine football. He said it is never wrong for members of the football community to ask questions, especially when taxpayers' money and the future of the sport are involved. Del Rosario added that true progress comes when organizations listen to their stakeholders, including players, coaches, and fans who help build the game from the ground up. The football veteran urged supporters to continue advocating for honesty and fairness, and said he trusts that the PFF, in line with its public commitment to transparency, will welcome genuine dialogue and ensure that football moves forward with integrity and unity. Anton Del Rosario's message is clear. Transparency isn't conflict. It's a shared value, and for Philippine football to reach its full potential, the call, he says, is simple: accountability, fairness, and trust. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 13th of November. Up next, he's got range, rhythm, and the nerve to pull the trigger. Let's get to know more about multi-titled competitive shooter Edric Chan when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. For tonight, we have this Filipino marksman, Edric Chan, who is making waves in the world of competitive shooting. Fresh from the 47th SEASA 2025, Chan claimed multiple titles including Classic Overall Champion, Classic Shoot-Off Champion, and Class Team Champion, while also earning the prestigious IPSC President Medal. His excellence didn't stop there. He also finished top 4 in the Classic Division at the IPSC World Shoot 2025. We welcome live here at the BNC studio, Edric Chan. Edric, good evening. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for also inviting me here in your show.
Welcome to BNC. So, Edric, first of all, congratulations on all your accolades. It's been a great year for you, and you're still relatively young in your sport. You're just 24 years old, still a student studying in the College of St. Benilde. I want to ask you first, before we get to your latest competition, how did you get into shooting?
So it started way back 2014, and I was 13 years old.
Wow.
So we went to a range with my father, and my father wanted to join and start shooting and learn to shoot. And one of the coaches there told my father that, why not, instead of you, just your son, Edric. So I started it and I liked it. So every Sunday, I tried to shoot with my dad up to a time that there was a invitation from Philippine Practical Shooting Association that there's a competition in Malaysia, in Johor Bahru, 2015.
Wow.
So I joined that match without any coaches. I just enjoyed it. And luckily, when I went back home, Coach Jethro told my dad that why not just ask Edric to shoot with me and train with me. So that was the start.
So if you started at the age of 13 and you're 24 right now, you've been doing this for 11 years.
Yes.
And competing at a high level for almost a decade.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about your latest competition. And I'm very interested about this because you placed top 4 in your competition in the World Shoot, which took place in South Africa, Johannesburg.
Correct.
Top 4, so top 1, You were telling me about it before we went on air. Slovenia, second place, USA, third place, Czech Republic, Philippines at fourth place. How does it feel, to represent the Philippines and finish among the best in the world?
It's a dream of mine to be the world champion. And since young, I love to play guns. At home, I started with the airsoft guns, paintball guns to be exact. And then I went to airsoft. And my father, told me, why not stop everything, just continue shooting and focus in the practical shooting. And I liked it, so our deal was, I gotta study and I have to shoot. So if one of it's if I would stop my studies, there was no shooting. If I stop my shooting, there's no studies. So it's just that, I have to be an athlete, student athlete.
Now, I know you were with your dad when you went to the range and you fell in love with shooting, but would you say it was easy to convince your parents, your dad and your mom who's here supporting you to continue taking up the sport? Because when you think about it and you don't know much about guns, you would think it's dangerous.
Yes, correct. People would think that guns kill people or guns are too dangerous, but it's actually the people who do, and the guns are just being used to hurt someone or to kill someone. And for me, guns doesn't kill people. It's people who kill people.
So you have to be disciplined.
Yes.
You have to take proper training and to learn the mechanics and the safety features.
Correct.
You're part of a group. It's called Armscore. You're wearing the shirt right now. Could you tell us a little bit about this group?
I'm part of Team Armscore. Armscore is one of the biggest manufacturer of ammunition and firearm in the Southeast Asia, and it's globally. There's also in the US and other countries as well. So wherever we go, Armscore is always there for us. That we have ammunition, we always buy their ammunition, and we use that. And luckily, I was part of their classic team and PCC and shotgun, and I'm part of Team Armscore. So I'm shooting and I represent Team Armscore.
Wow, and you mentioned shotgun. So you're dealing with different types of guns here, not just the pistol, you're also dealing with big guns as well.
Correct. So I shoot PCC. PCC is pistol carbine and shotgun as well.
Wow.
So PCC is a 9mm, but it's an AR platform. So it looks big, it looks huge, but it's just 9mm. It's a handgun pistol round. So in shotgun, I'm preparing for the World Shoot 2026 in Greece.
Wow.
Yes.
So from Johannesburg, now it's Greece.
Yes. So I'm really focusing in classic division, in a handgun. But for fun, I shoot other division as well. And I love the shotgun. So I'm aiming for that because the next World Shoot of our pistol, it would be in Italy in 2029.
Wow, and you're already taking note of the countries that you're going to go to. Must be fun to be able to compete at such a nice location.
I'm, very blessed, and I'm very thankful with my parents and sponsors who, continue to support and guide me through this journey.
So, and I can tell you're very disciplined, and I think that it's also important to take care of your body. I heard you've been training with renowned fitness coach here in the Philippines, Coach Jim Saret. So can you tell us about that and how that helps you in your sport?
So I started with Coach Jim about 2 months or 3 months ago.
Ah, okay. Fairly recent.
Yes,
Okay.
and he helped me a lot from training, like to what kind of training I need. Like, it's just not keep on working out every day. There's a certain workout or certain training that you have to do. That you gotta sleep well, you gotta eat well, and you gotta train well. Because in shooting, it's more of a discipline and mental game. So if you're not sleeping 8 hours or 10 hours enough, you won't have the focus to shoot in the match. Especially, it's a mind game. You shoot with all the countries. You're in a super squad. Super squad is like you're squadded in 12 people, and you shoot like Philippines four shooters, Indonesia 4 shooters, Italy. It's a super squad, so it's mind game. Because of course you're gonna be tense, you're gonna be worried, or you're gonna be enjoying the match.
So earlier you were also telling me when we first met, prior to the scorecard airing, that since you're still a student and you're going to compete in the World Shoot you needed to balance training, participating in competitions, as well as your studies. And you actually fell short of making the cut to be part of the Philippine contingent,
Yes.
yet you still went as an individual player, but you went out of your own expense. Can you tell us
Correct.
about that challenge that you had to overcome to win and actually finish in the top 4?
So apparently I joined the matches, but I missed a point by being the top 4. So I was placed in the top 5 of the qualifying event. So we got a lot of qualifiers, and I go shoot the qualifiers in different places like Cebu, Davao, many other Philippine, just in Manila and just in this country. But I fell 1 point off. So I wasn't able to be part of the Philippine team. So for me, it's very devastating for me. But I took it as a motivation for me to be able to join and shoot my best and give my best. And in shooting, I learned that it's not about you're competing with others, but you're competing with yourself. Because the hardest competitor is yourself. Because when you think of others, you get messed up. If you shoot and you think of your opponent, everything's gonna mess up. So you gotta focus and just think of yourself.
Well, that's very inspiring, and I admire your dedication and your willingness to not get discouraged and continue pursuing what you love. Before we end this interview, Edric, maybe there's a message that you have to anybody watching right now to, maybe try to take up shooting or enter or venture into a sport that they feel that maybe they're not cut for it. But just give it a try, and then who knows where it'll take you, and now it's taking you all over the world.
So for me, that you just continue to love your sport, whatever sport it is, because I also started in Taekwondo, but I shifted to the practical shooting. So whichever sport it is, if you're passionate about it, if you love what you're doing, just continue doing it. Whatever sports.
Well, Edric, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's very inspiring. And I wish you all the best in your career moving forward. I'm sure there's so much more for you to achieve, and I'm looking forward to you telling us your story after your events in Italy, in Greece, in the coming years.
Thank you so much.
All right, Edric Chan with us
Thank
here
you.
on the Scorecard. Edric, thank you so much for the time and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Let's get to know a lot more about a King Bulldog who now turned into one of the potential scoring threats and players for the Converge FiberXers, JLC, John Lloyd Clemente. And of course, the desert's heating up as the Phoenix Suns welcome the Indiana Pacers to the Footprint Center. Devin Booker and the Suns look to stay scorching while the Pacers search for a spark on the road. Let's delve deeper into this matchup where every possession matters when the lights burn this bright. All of this when we come back right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Former National University Bulldog star John Lloyd Clemente is now finding his stride with the Converge FiberXers. Who does he want to face next now that his PBA dream has come alive? Here's this report from our sports correspondent, Zeus Valdez.
From being the King Bulldog of Sampaloc to now making his mark in the PBA with the Converge FiberXers, John Lloyd Clemente still carries the blue and gold spirit with him. With National University holding the top spot in UAAP Season 88 at 10-2, Clemente says he couldn't be prouder of his former teammates, most of whom he once guided during his final years in college. NU recently clinched a hard-fought 70-64 win over FEU, thanks to an all-around game from Jake Figueroa, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, including a clutch 3 that sealed the deal.
Nakaka-proud sa puso kasi yung team na ngayon na yun yung mga naabutan ko, naging teammate ko lahat yun mga rookie namin dati. Ngayon sila na yung nagdadala sa NU at number 1 pa sila ngayon. Sobrang proud ako, lalo yung naramdaman mo sa nila para sa nila. Wala namang imposible, basta stick lang nila yung pagsasamahan nila sa team, especially makinig sila kay Coach Jeff, kila Coach Shot, kila Coach Glenn. Yung mga game plan nila, sakto-sakto eh. Alam natin na magagaling na coach sila. Tsaka yun lang, yung togetherness nila, kailangan hindi sila maghiwa-hiwalay. Lalo na pagdating sa Final Four. Kasi Final Four, sobrang daming crowd, ang grabing pressure. Kaya yun, kaya kailangan pa nilang lalong maging magsama-sama.
Clemente says watching the current Bulldog shine is both nostalgic and inspiring, knowing firsthand how much hard work went into building the program's winning culture. He credited the team's strong chemistry and the leadership of Coach Jeff Napa, Coach Shot Atkinson, and Coach Glenn Capasio, saying that unity will be the key as they head into the Final Four. As for his own journey, Clemente, now a promising player for Converge, says the Bulldog mentality of discipline and toughness continues to drive him in the pros.
Sino yung player ng Ginebra na excited ka makatapat this Friday?
Siyempre si Kuya Troy, galing din ng inyo si Kuya Troy. Napapanood ko pa yan nung nasa high school pa ako, college sila. Yun.
And as he prepares to face Barangay Ginebra this Friday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, Clemente shared his excitement to go up against fellow NU alum Troy Rosario, someone he once looked up to back in his high school days. From one King Bulldog to another, Lloyd Clemente may have moved on to the pros, but his heart clearly still bleeds blue and gold. Reporting for the Scorecard, I am Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
All right, it's now time to keep your eyes on the prize. So, the Suns are surging and the Pacers are searching. Phoenix has caught fire after a slow start while Indiana arrives in the desert trying to stop a free fall. The Pacers, with a 1-10 record, will wrap up their West Coast trip Friday morning against a Phoenix team that has won 6 of its last 7. So let's start with the Suns' momentum. Phoenix just took down Dallas 123-114 for their 4th straight win. Devin Booker led the way with 26 points and 9 assists. And Grayson Allen stepped up late, hitting a clutch scoop that turned into a goaltend, plus 2 big free throws in the final 25 seconds. The Suns are now 7-5 after opening the year 1-4. They're healthy, they're hot and humming. Now, let's look at the Pacers, who are coming off a rough one. The Utah Jazz ran away with a 152-158 rout, the highest point total by any team this season. Lauri Markkanen was unstoppable with 35 points, and Indiana started fast with a 10-0 run. But it unraveled quickly. The Jazz dropped 44 in the third, and the Pacers never recovered. At 1-10, they're matching their second worst start in franchise history. Now, who are the headliners in this matchup? For Indiana, it starts with this guy, Pascal Siakam. Primary scoring option, most reliable veteran, and the one player capable of steadying the Pacers when everything else is unraveling. If Indiana wants a chance in Phoenix, Pascal Siakam has to set the tone as a go-to guy, a matchup problem, and the leader this young roster desperately needs right now. For the Suns, all eyes are once again on Devin Booker, the heart and soul of their lineup. Against the Pacers, expect Booker to be aggressive from the jump, especially without Jalen Green. Indiana will likely throw multiple defenders on Booker, so his decision-making, whether to attack or kick out, will be key. The Suns enter as heavy favorites, riding on momentum, health, and their best form this season. The Pacers, meanwhile, dealing with a lot of injuries, a 1-10 start, and a defense that has struggled to hold up. But if Pascal Siakam can set the tone, if Indiana can slow down Devin Booker, and if they can get real support from the second unit, this game could be tighter than expected. If not, Phoenix has the firepower to turn this into another runaway. If the Pacers pull off an upset, it's a much-needed jolt of life. If they don't, they will leave Phoenix with even more questions. So here is your match-up breakdown for tomorrow. Before we go, think on this. This is from Filipina-Japanese golfer Yuka Saso. She says, you can't control everything. Just focus on what you can do today. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.